Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the GameCast NewsCast. I am Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula. Joining me this week is Sully.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, unfortunately, Joe Chip was going to be joining us, but he's disappeared. Oh, well,
yeah.
Right.
Let's not talk about the Pocket Edition episode either.
No, let's not talk about the failed Pocket Edition that we will record eventually, and will be about the past, present, and future of Pokemon to celebrate the announcement of the new games. So,
Absolutely.
If you're expecting Pokemon in this episode, it's not going to happen. Look out for the Pocket Edition.
Maybe people will use it as an opportunity to structure that episode, flesh it out a bit more.
Exactly. There we go. Anyway, with that out of the way, Sully, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, God, what have I been playing? The only thing that comes to mind is Divinity Original Sin 2. Which I had my first experience with that last night, which I landed with Kelsey and my friend, and it's really good. Really good. It's like a turn-based strategy game that kind of on the surface looks like Diablo, but with the most incredible RPG depth you'll ever find. So you can instantly understand why it's extremely intimidating. But really good, really enjoying it so far, and I think it's probably going to become one of those, book in a big night and knock out a big session type game. Like, I can't see myself casually playing it. I think it's going to have to be like a premeditated, planned thing, because that's the kind of game it is. It's like really, really deep. So you got to commit huge chunks of time to it if you want to make a dent in it. But really good, really, really surprisingly as well. Really enjoyed it. So, because usually I don't get into that stuff that's quite that heavy, but yeah, something about it grabbed me last night, and I think it was that turn-based grid-like strategy element that really grabbed me. So everyone enjoyed it actually. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go check out some videos. I think that's about all I've been playing, other than the usual, which is just dabbling in a bit of Minecraft, game of Apex here and there, and yeah. But Count, what have you been playing?
I have been playing more Hollow Knight this week.
Ooh.
Because the sequel got announced last week, or the week before.
Kelsey, did you go to their studios? Team Cherry. She went there, Count.
I remember her telling me, get her over, get her on
She's
the microphone.
going again. Come over here. Count wants to interview you.
Yes, tell us.
I'll put her on for a sec.
What? No, I have to put the headset
Improv.
Okay. Hi, Count.
Hi. How was Team Cherry's studio?
It was it was good. It was lovely. I met James for coffee and he talked about some stuff he was doing, which includes being paid to fold origami for their game.
Ooh.
And yeah, just normal studio spaces. I was imagining a fantasy world, I suppose, but
Cool.
it was very fun. But I'm going to
Good.
go in a few weeks, I think. Have a proper...
And try get a job.
Yes, try and get a job. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I'll just stand there and
We'll
stare at them.
have an insider into the industry.
Well, I'm already putting myself forward for volunteer work at CDW Studios, which is like, I guess, an affiliate school in Adelaide. Which I think a lot of the artists who've worked for studios like Team Cherry and even Team Cherry themselves would have probably come from CDW at some point. So, and obviously that's where I came from. So yeah.
Well, there we go. So if I have any questions for you to ask them, I will let you know. And then
Okay, no worries.
we can have a weird proxy interview with Team Cherry go up on the channel.
Gosh, I feel like a mole or something, but yeah, that's fine.
You should probably check that.
Yeah, I won't just do it on the down low. Just
Yeah.
have a little recording device in my pocket.
Industry spy.
I'm too awkward to do that, but sure. They'd know something's up. I'd be sweating, saying weird
That's you
shit.
normally.
Yeah, maybe they won't suspect anything.
That's fine. Well, there we go. So,
Back
Team
to you.
Cherry's apparently a nice place. Back to Sully then.
See you, Count.
See you later.
Alright, I'm back.
Right. Cool. Anyway, so yes, I've been playing Hollow Knight this week. Yeah, it's still a good game. I was nowhere near as far through as I thought I was, and I was doing it in a very nonsensical order. It seems I've been consulting a guide for my playthrough this time.
Ooh.
I am roughly, when the guide loads up, I'm gonna say about halfway through now. Yeah, give or take.
Very nice.
Yeah. I've just gone into, I don't know if you'll know anything about this. I've just gone into the Hive level.
I never got that far. Oh, wait. Maybe. It's been a couple of years since I played, but I never finished it either. Maybe I should get the guide. You know what I miss though? The hardcover guides. Miss those.
Oh, yes.
Apparently one of those major producers of those guides shut or went belly up not long ago.
Oh,
sad.
yeah. Oh, what was it? It wasn't Primo, was it?
Might have been, or something like that.
Yeah. One of those. Anyway, yeah, one of those shut. But yeah, I like a good hardcover guide. I used to have one for Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire a while ago. A long time ago that I don't have anymore.
It's almost impossible to do them now, though, isn't it? Because everything's, a live service or constantly evolving or getting expansions and patches. So it's like, oh.
Yeah, I remember in Game, the awful chain in my country, there used to be they used to have just like a shelf of guides, and now it's just full of like art books and shit. Like really the crap art books, nothing good.
I remember Game. Didn't last long here.
Yeah, they're not very good.
Terrible.
I literally can't remember the last time I went into one. I've just stopped bothering. Yeah. What else have I been playing this week? I bought Pokkén Tournament on the Switch. That's the Pokemon fighting game, like Pokemon
Stadium or something?
It's supposed to be like a pun on Tekken, I think, even though it's not.
Oh, really?
Even though it doesn't really play like Tekken.
Okay, that sounds strange mashup.
It's a fun little game. It's expensive, but it's fun. It was about 30 odd quid. I had it on Wii U, and then I got rid of it because I was like, oh, I'll just get it on Switch, because they brought out the quote unquote full version on Switch. And why would you play the Wii U version when you can play the Switch version?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I've got that. It's a good game. I usually play as Sceptile. That's my favourite Pokemon, so that's the one I play as. And yeah, so it's a pretty fun game. And I've also started playing Skullgirls because it's coming out on Switch at some point soon. I believe April time. And
I've not seen much of this one. I've heard of it.
So basically, Skullgirls markets itself as, it's a fighting game, but the way it presents itself is like it's a sort of 1930s film, and it's been like each fight is like a scene in a film, the way they sort of present it. But it's really like cool. It's really nicely stylized, and it's all just gorgeous. But yeah, so that's coming out on Switch. But the version that's coming out on Switch, you can pre-order a physical copy that comes with a vinyl version of the soundtrack. And the soundtrack's really, really good. It's like sort of proper, well-produced, old-style jazz. And it's really nice.
That's another thing I miss as well. Vinyl.
Yeah. I bought, actually, I'll divulge.
Have you tried it yet?
What, vinyl?
Yours, on your deck.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had vinyls anyway.
Oh.
But for one, I bought the new Behemoth album on vinyl, and it's gorgeous. But I bought from Facebook Marketplace a crapshoot of 70 vinyl records for £20.
Wow.
I've ended up finding 20 of them that I want to keep. The rest of them I'm going to sell on, probably for the same amount that I bought them for.
Yeah, nice. Wise.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Not a bad crapshoot. I'd say for 70 random vinyl records, getting 20 that I wanted out of it wasn't too bad.
In good nick?
Yeah, pretty much. The ones that
That's all right.
the ones I've seen are in good nick. Yeah, so
Perfect.
it works out.
Nice.
Works out at £1 a record anyway. So
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's nice.
yeah, not bad at all.
Very nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I really want to own this this Skullgirls soundtrack on vinyl because that looks good.
One format, I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but one format I've really, really wanted to dabble in is Laserdisc.
Cassette. Oh, Laserdisc.
No,
Fuck.
yeah, Laserdisc, man. Something about those giant CDs that draws me in. Than that slightly higher resolution than VHS. I think it's somewhere between VHS and DVD resolution.
I think so. Yeah, they're fucking huge.
Yeah, I would love to get some Laserdiscs. If
Yeah.
I get a Laserdisc, maybe that's something I'll do for the channel rather than all these PCs. That would be epic.
Oh wow! Would you like to know their capacity? They were double-sided discs like vinyls, and they had a 60-minute capacity per side.
Oh damn! So you got to flip a movie halfway through.
Yeah.
Damn, that's brutal. I can see why that format
yeah,
failed.
Well, it didn't fail, but it was sort of the predecessor for a CD and a DVD.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we already had CD, didn't we?
1978 Laserdisc came out, so no, we didn't have CD.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, so that would have been the idea for CD, I guess. Like that kind of storage. Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting.
Anyway,
I'm going to get one.
Stop
Going to have to do it. Yeah.
Let's stop talking about obsolete media formats.
Yeah. It's not the right podcast.
No, it's not. Anyway, that's pretty much what we've been playing this week. So, let us crack on with the first story of the show. Anthem has finally come out after 5 separate release dates, pretty much. It's actually out now. It might have been confusing because it's out for some people, then it's out for a few more people, then it's out for some other people for no reason, and now it's finally out for everyone.
EA does that, don't they, now? Staggered release. Yeah.
Yeah. Considering they had to have literally a chart to tell you when the game would be available for you.
I loved Jim Sterling's thoughts on it was you need to consult a star chart. That was good.
Yeah, pretty much. After all that bollocks, it's finally out. It's not been received amazingly, really, unfortunately. Yeah.
Lukewarm.
That's pretty much how I describe the impressions that people have been giving. In the big sort of review places, it's been getting 7s, which by the standards of those is like, ugh.
Yeah, I'd actually like to do a pocket edition on this and break it down one time, kind of where the looter shooter's at the moment and where it came from and how it's failed to evolve in a lot of ways, I think. Just kind of, just seeming to have this desire to want to stagger it out as a live service and then have the base game feel lacking, but then not provide that content fast enough to maintain a player base. And I think now Anthem's that game where people are just kind of looked at the beta and got that vibe and they've just steered clear. They're like, yeah, it's the same as every other looter shooter, lacking.
Yeah. But it had the release eventually. It's got not great reviews, and on top of that, it had to patch out a big bunch of issues on the day one patch because, of course, every game has that nowadays. But in a further turn of bad news, its physical sales are half that of BioWare's last game, Mass Effect Andromeda.
That'd be 2 years ago, roughly now, I think.
Yes, about 2 years ago. And I know the physical market is shrinking, but it's not shrinking by that much. I can tell you that.
No, not
for
50% every year. No way.
Nah. I would have expected there to be, I don't know, maybe about 20% less in physical sales. We'll never know the number on digital sales unless EA report it, but I can expect in about 6 months them to go, Anthem disappointed us sales-wise.
Yeah. See, it's not really surprising though, is it? Because Anthem.
Oh no.
Anthem has always been. I remember the initial reveal. People were excited, but I think that excitement was because we recognized that it was the BioWare team that we wanted to be working on the last Mass Effect entry, and we kind of had hope that the BioWare's back. The A team's back, delivering this huge open world RPG. But then as we started getting more information about it, being, a looter shooter, basically, everything just seemed to peter out to just mediocrity.
Yeah, I think, like when it was first announced, I was like, oh, cool, that looks really fun. And then just slowly, over time, my interest just went down and down and down and down.
Yeah.
And it never recovered.
So...
Yeah.
I mean, I seriously believe, I think the poor sales are a reflection of the state of the looter shooter at the moment. I think people have just kind of recognized it for what it is, and... I
mean, yeah, it's the type of game that now a dime a dozen, I mean, the Division 2's coming out in 15 days.
That's going to be interesting, because I think...
That is going to be the interesting one.
Ubisoft. Ubisoft, I think, have pretty good runs with their online games. And I know this is a looter shooter, but I mean, Rainbow Siege is still going strong. What was it? Dishonored? Not Dishonored. The sword game, the sword one, had a bit of a lukewarm reception.
Oh,
but
For Honor.
For Honor, they supported the balls off it, and I think that community started picking up. Like, I think they do right by their games in a lot of way, because I think the basis of the game is usually really solid, and they seem to just build it out in a really in kind of a fan embracing way. And I know these are like really kind of niche examples here, like Rainbow Siege and For Honor, but the Division 1, I think, absolutely suffered from kind of that looter shooter issue where the end game was lacking and what led us to the end game wasn't overly exciting. So I mean, I think the proof will be in the pie, I guess, in terms with the Division 2, but I don't know. I just got a feeling about Ubisoft. They seem to get some of these live service experiences and online community driven games right. So I don't know.
So you think they might fare better?
I think they will absolutely fare better than Anthem. I think they absolutely will. I think it being grounded in a more relatable setting as well, I think it's going to help it too. That's true. So I don't know. I'm not ready to. I'm going to get it because I really enjoyed number 1, even though I really, really enjoyed it. And I recognize all of its issues. But perhaps I'm romanticizing a little bit in my head because Division 1 was at a time when the looter shooter was really fresh, right? I think it was kind of around the time of Destiny 1.
The only sort of thing you had before that was even close to it was Borderlands series.
Yeah.
And then this took the concept and sort of went further with it. So I see where you're coming from with that.
There was a lot disappointing with it. But what it had was really enjoyable, which for me was like a lot of those late night experiences that I had with Destiny 1. Trying to do the raids and all that kind of stuff. Like that cooperative experience really hooks me and creates a lot of good memories for me with these games. But it could quite easily be a case of, Division 2 becomes exactly what Destiny 2 was, right? Which is more of the same and even more flawed in certain aspects. And that could be some kind of toxicity relating to the formula of the looter shooter, right? That they just can't seem to escape. So I don't know, but I'm not ready to throw the book at it yet.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But back to Mass Effect. Not Mass Effect. I keep doing that. Anthem.
EB?
Yeah. Back to Anthem Effect. yeah, the sales are very down. But then there are other factors that may interfere with that, as well as the physical market shrinking. That may well be as well that things like EA Access, EA's sort of weird premium service, may be having an effect on it, because you can access Anthem with an EA Access subscription. So I don't know. Maybe it's one of those situations. But what I do know is that Anthem has already been put in some bargain bins at some game stores. Yeah, it's been reduced to like
got to
$30.
get rid of stock. Yeah, get rid of it while it's still relevant, type thing. Pretty
much, it's the same as I remember. Do you remember when Battleborn was a thing that existed?
Oh, mate, don't get me started on Battleborn. I was on that train.
In the pre-release hype to Battleborn, they were bringing out weird packs of cards. I think I mentioned this before. And I remember I was at a game store, I was buying something, and someone just shoveled a box of these cards towards me and go, take these, we don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just ended up putting them in the bin.
Yeah, what are you going to do with them? Useless.
Yeah. Who wants those sweet Battleborn collectible cards?
Battleborn had a rough start to life and a rough ending.
Oh yeah, it did indeed. But I don't think Anthem's gonna have the same fate. I don't think it'll be that bad. But I do think this might signal the end of an era for BioWare, unfortunately, because it's not doing as well as people and probably EA want it to. And we know what EA are like with studios.
Yep. Bang, bang, bang. You're done. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one because it doesn't feel like EA's necessarily had its greedy little mitts all over Anthem in the same sense of what it has in other recent entries in their franchises. So, like, I just think it is the looter shooter fatigue and the flaws with that formula, I think.
I think so. But yeah, like, it didn't even beat out... It was lower than Kingdom Hearts 3. It was lower than Resident Evil 2 in the opening weekend.
What about competition that launched around it? Do you think something like EA's own Apex had anything to do with just the rise in popularity of that?
I don't know if Apex would have hindered it because it's a free game. Metro Exodus launched around the same time, which may have hurt it, because Metro Exodus, aside from the controversy around the PC release, is getting very good reviews. It's apparently a very good game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, like big game-wise, I don't think there's anything else that's particularly launched around here.
Apex got me for a solid couple of weeks, and I was actually dabbling with the idea of getting Anthem, and Apex came along, and I actually did not get Anthem because of Apex. I was like, I don't need to spend money. Like, I don't need to spend my money. I'm just going to play this. Like, this is what I want to be playing, and I already have it. So it definitely killed Anthem's chances for me, because now I'm absolutely not getting it now that I know the state of affairs of the game. So I don't know. I just wonder, because it was quite a phenomenon. Like in terms of, it's no slouch. It's no joke. Like, it absolutely crushed Fortnite in terms of player count and subscriber base and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. On that note as well, Fortnite's revenue in January dropped by 48%.
Halved. Damn.
Yeah.
That is Apex.
I mean, we can't tell for certain, because when did Apex come out?
Actually, no, it came out at the start of February.
It came out in February, so it can't have been Apex.
Well, I hate to see what it's doing now.
Yeah. That's strange that's happened, though, like, just out of nowhere. Maybe people are finally getting bored of Fortnite. Who knows? Still, Anthem has not done very well, unfortunately. Hopefully it won't mean the end of BioWare, but we'll have to watch this space and see what happens with that. And I think, on that note, let us move on to the next, slightly more enjoyable story of the show. Do you hate anti-vax people? Good. That's the correct answer. Yeah. No, let's not. We'll not get into a debate about anti-vaxxing because it's not
Stupid.
worth it. Vaccinate your children. Shut up. Let's move on. Anyway, the anti-vax movement is a movement that is unfortunately growing online at the moment, and in the world in general, in the Western world. And yes, a lot of diseases we thought had nearly died out are making a comeback, especially in America. Several people are dying as a direct cause of anti-vax people. And this has caused some people to launch a petition on change.org, because of course it was on change.org.
To recognise the stupidity.
Yes, to recognise the stupidity. And it was a petition to add anti-vaxxers as a buff in Plague Inc., the game. For those of you who don't know, Plague Inc., the game, is a game where you are a disease and your job is to infect and eventually kill every single person in the world. And have you ever played Plague Inc., or like there was some free Flash games that were basically the same concept? Have you ever played any of those?
No, but Kelsey and I were talking before we recorded. I actually tried to find that was a board game that I had. It might have been called Infection
Pandemic.
or something like that. Pandemic. So I played the other side of the fence where you're trying to stop the infection outbreak.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good game. There's one that's a very quick version of it. It's called Pandemic Legacy, I think.
I wouldn't mind playing one of the PC versions though. I feel like it could be a lot more dynamic.
I've played there's a free Flash version of it that used to go around our school when I was a lot younger, and I've played those, and yeah, it's fun. I don't remember ever actually completing it, but yeah, it's good. It's a good game. So I've clicked onto the petition and it goes, today Edward is counting on you. He needs your help with the petition. And yeah, the summation for this, when you do a petition on change.org, you put your reasons and like all the information in a thing on it. And the information on this is literally just anti-vaxxers are stupid.
Yeah, I'd love to read some of that.
That's quite funny.
I love that it's a buff as well for you in the game.
Yeah, it's a buff because, anti-vaxxers mean that your disease is likely to spread to people who can't be vaccinated against the disease.
It's your window of opportunity.
Exactly.
To cross borders.
Reasons for signing. Reddit forced me to. Oh dear. View all reasons for signing. Bloody hell. Let's not do that. So this petition has currently, at the time of recording, got 21,700 signatures and climbing. Not that you need to anymore. It went up not too long ago, I don't think. It went up on, I don't think it says... 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so 10,000 a week at the moment.
Yeah, and doesn't need to be going up anymore though because it's been added to the game. The developers, Endemic Creations, have just said, okay, fine, on Twitter. If this petition gets to 10k, we'll add a specific new anti-vaxxer scenario to Plague Inc. It has long since surpassed that, and yeah, now...
That is the most brutal recognition, isn't it? And
I
it's
think
great.
it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just lays some kind of legitimacy to the debate or argument like against them. Like, well, it's pretty concrete, even this game's like it's given it
really
to the disease as a buff.
Exactly. The lead developer James Vaughan said in a statement to Eurogamer, "It's great to see so many people sticking up for science. We're currently working out how anti-vaxxers will work in the game. We have a few ideas that we're trying out and running them through our algorithms. The biggest challenge is is that if everyone in Plague Inc.'s global simulation suddenly stopped getting vaccinated, then it would be a very easy game to win. On a side note, it's amazing that 6 years after the game's release, 6 years? Fuck me. There's still such a huge and passionate community for Plague Inc. It means a lot to us, and it's a lot of fun to keep working on new updates. So... oh, it's just funny to laugh at idiots who don't believe in science. Oh dear. Yep. Unfortunately, a couple of people on my Facebook friends are anti-vaxxers.
It's gonna be okay.
I just ignore it.
It's gonna be okay. Just get your shots count.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I will. Wait, I'll get the autisms. No, I won't. Anyway, let's not talk about it. It's a bad idea. Oh, it's just depressing. It's a depressing thing to talk about, but things like this are great. It's a great way to just laugh at the morons. And I don't think I actually own Plague Inc., and I think I'm probably going to go and buy it. Plague Inc. Evolved. I do not own it on Steam. And
how much does it cost?
Couple of $11.99, so about $20.
That's not too bad. Okay.
Well, put it this way: by the end of today, I will own this game. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you can show your friends the proof.
Compared to the Flash game that I played, it's actually like quite a nicely updated version of it. So from what I've seen, so it's probably definitely worth the money. But yeah,
nice.
If you support the anti-vaxxers, then yeah, go fling this game some money because it's fun. It's fun to laugh at idiots.
Uh-huh.
Don't think there's anything else to add to that, really, is there?
No, I mean, not without going down the rabbit hole. Like, it's just...
yeah, I think that's basically it.
Yeah. Don't get me started, count.
Yes, let's not get started. Let's not go down the rabbit hole. Keep it light. This is funny. Yeah. Anything else that we can add to it would literally just make us depressed. So, let's move on to the final, unfortunately depressing story of the show.
Oh, God. This is heavy.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Oh.
PR disaster time. And, yeah. Normally,
I like that.
Normally, it's the bigger companies doing this. We had quite a few this year. We've had GOG at several points in the last few months put very tactless jokes up on their social media accounts.
Mm-hmm.
We had another one not too long ago. I can't remember what company it was. Just go off on one on their social media. And this time, it's the turn of unfortunately, a publisher I quite like, THQ Nordic. Oh dear. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
This is a bit worse than some of the other ones, though, because THQ Nordic's PR and marketing director, Philip Brock, decided he was going to host an AMA. Seems like a perfectly normal thing, doesn't it? You know, they're fairly common things to have. So, was it on Reddit? Was it the traditional platform for these kind of things? In fact, the originator of the term was on Reddit. Oh, no, wait, no. No, they didn't do it on that platform. That'd be too sensible. And instead, we've had, you know, there's a few other choices you could have gone to. If you were feeling particularly not in the best of ideas, you could have gone onto 4chan and done it. That's not a great forum at the best of times, to be honest, but, you know, it's conceivable that you'd want to do that. Oh, no, wait, they didn't even do that. Okay. No, they decided to go onto the spin-off of 4chan, 8chan, and do an AMA on there. For those of you who don't know, 8chan is a spin-off of 4chan, made by people who thought 4chan, of all places, was a bit too SJW for them.
Wow.
Doesn't that say everything you need to know?
That's like the radicals of 4chan.
Yes, it's like the BNP of gamers. That's a very specific British reference. It's not a good one. If you want an American equivalent, it's like the Tea Party. Which are the very radical conservatives. Yeah.
Interesting.
Not great. So,
Not smart.
No, not a smart move by THQ Nordics, by Philip Brock at all. Yeah, not great. Funnily enough, some of the actual developers that THQ Nordic now have bought are very unhappy with what they've done.
I bet.
Can't think why. It's almost as if this kind of bad reputation trickles down. Yeah.
Right, like, what makes you, like, how did this happen? Was there a meeting? Or was there any discussion about doing one? Was there any discussion regarding the location? Or has this man done it off his own back?
Well, we don't know, but on Twitter they said, THQ Nordic announced, we're doing an 8chan AMA, we have no idea why, come join us. And followed that up with, probably after quite a bit of backlash, like about sort of an hour later, or half an hour later, when the opportunity was here and we took it. We got approached in a very friendly and polite manner, and were assured, said person, shout out to Mark, we'll take care of the nasty stuff. So here we are.
So they recognised that the potential for it.
The potential for nasty stuff was there.
Here we are. Yeah.
Yeah. Seemingly though, the nasty stuff that was supposed to have been taken care of didn't really get taken care of, because he got asked a lot of questions that were wildly inappropriate in quite a lot of sane instances. Yeah. So, for instance, he was asked questions about lollies. For those of you who don't know what that is a term in anime for underage girls. 8chan users are widely known. Well, it's a forum widely known for being blocked by Google because it hosts hate speech, abuse, and child sex abuse.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Whoa.
It's a shit show.
That's like some dark web shit.
Yeah, it's not a nice forum, from what I'm aware of.
Fuck.
So, yeah.
All right.
Also, one of the questions he got asked, just to tell you the sort of level we're working with here, please don't censor any games, nor appeal to the social justice crowd.
Very vague.
Yeah, and Brock decided he was going to reply to that fucking question, because of course, said, thanks, we'll try to stay that way. Fucking what is this? Why is this a thing that you thought was a good idea to do? I'm not going to lie, I think he's probably been fired at this point, and if he hasn't, I'm very concerned.
He's the easy scapegoat. That's why I asked if he was the
if he did it. The funny thing is,
force,
about an hour after this started, or a couple of hours, the wording in the original set of tweets was, the opportunity was here and we took it, implying THQ Nordic. In the apology tweet thread, it's Philip doing it, addressing it as himself. It's being addressed as him. Like, he's probably the scapegoat in this.
Yeah, he's already fucked. Straight away. Yeah. Insta-fucked himself.
The apology tweet thread reads, I personally agree to this AMA without doing proper due diligence. Not gonna lie, even if you didn't do proper due diligence, you'd probably, as a PR and marketing director, be aware of the reputation of 8chan. Surely. Especially considering he was quite happy, like in the previous set, he was quite, he was aware of the nasty stuff, it seems, and he was happy to answer some of the questions that would be probably considered as nasty stuff.
Yeah, so not only has he like failed to do his job in like an acceptable way, but like the result has been absolutely disgusting. So like, why shouldn't you lose your job? Like, it's just everything. It's like the typical you had one job and you fucked it.
He did. But yes, I will continue with this apology thread. I didn't do the proper due diligence to understand the history and controversy of the site, and it led to the fact that on an official game publisher's Twitter account, the following statement had to be said: "I do not condone child pornography, white supremacy, or racism in any shape or form. I'm terribly sorry for the short-sightedness of my decision and promise to be far more rigorous in my assessment of these activities in the future. This was not about being edgy. This blew up and I very much regret what I have done to have done it in the first place. Philip Brock, PR Marketing Director, THQ Nordic, Austria." Well done, mate. You've done a terrible job.
Yep. I expect to probably hear over the next couple of days that he's done and dusted.
Yeah. But I find his apology to be a bit thin, because he's saying that he didn't do the proper due diligence to understand the history and controversy of the site, and yet before that he's seemingly quite aware of it.
Yeah. When you have that little voice in your head, right, that usually stops you from doing dumb shit, and it'll tell you, right?
I think it turned off at this point.
Yeah, I suspect that this is one of those situations where, we've all gone against that voice and done something, even though the whole time saying no, 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 but you just kind of brush it off for some reason, right? Nobody really knows why. I suspect this is one of those times, he recognized the issues, but for some reason that voice was just completely oppressed and he did it anyway. And it's one of those moments where you instantly regret what you've done. And you're like, why did I not listen to the voice that told me not to do this?
Yeah, not very good at all. So, other than that, THQ Nordic have not provided any further explanation or anything regarding this situation yet. I'm suspecting that they are going to be very much evaluating the situation, working out what to do, and then will probably announce what they have done. And I'm going to be honest, I suspect what they will do will consist of firing him and distancing themselves from the controversy entirely.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
It's the actions of one person, It's why should they wear it?
Exactly.
There's
not really any other opportunity. There's not any other way to get themselves out with a clean face.
No. They've not had a good run lately, though, have they? THQ.
Yeah.
Was it? They were associated with all of the drama regarding. I forgot what it's called now. Metro, pulling from Steam and all that.
I don't know, actually, are they?
They were initially, I think, in one of the talking points as where the decision came from, type thing.
Koch Media, I don't think so. Oh yes, they are the parent company. Well, sort of. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, very messy.
Right. In fact, I'm going to use the chart, a very basic quote-unquote chart made by the developer Coffee Stain, who made Goat Simulator and are currently making Satisfactory. He said, "Hi, for absolutely no reason at all, I thought it'd be a great idea to share the THQ Nordic company structure that I didn't just whip up in Paint in 5 minutes. Please note there are 2 THQ Nordics." So this is in a big effort to distance themselves from this, basically. So the chart has THQ Nordic at the top, or THQ Nordic AB with brackets Daddy in it, and then that has 3 things going down. On one of them it says Coffee Stain in brackets me. On another line down, it goes, Koch Media, sibling that moved away when I was young, but I hear they're doing well. Of course.
Right, yeah.
And they are the parent company. Well, they are, I believe, the company that decided to do. Well, they own Deep Silver, who are, and then they are owned by THQ Nordic AB. Who?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but I believe the ones who made the call to put it on the Epic Games Store exclusively were Koch Media.
But they're still owned by THQ Nordic, right?
Yeah, well, sort of. And then the third line down is THQ Nordic GmbH, and in the brackets apparently hangs out on 8chan sometimes. So THQ Nordic AB are the big parent company, and then THQ Nordic GmbH are the ones that did this bit on 8chan. So basically, what this chart was a very good way to distance for Coffee Stain to distance themselves from this and going, we had nothing to do with this. This is fucking dumb.
Yeah, good on them.
Yeah, good on them. That's the best thing you can do. But yeah, a lot of people that THQ Nordic are aware of and know, or own rather, have just gone, what the fuck have you done with this? This is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're not good. They're not pleased. I don't blame them.
Yeah. It's one of those things, you know.
Yeah. Don't you love the games industry sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what to say with it. I feel like it was just, I mean, I don't want to say it's a mistake anyone could have made. I feel like it's just one of those dumb things that happened that
it is.
You know, you like, hopefully he can learn from this mistake if he manages to get a job elsewhere.
Well, yeah. What it looks like to me is one of those. I never thought I'd see a moment where we'd have to have a major game publisher, literally saying that they do not condone child pornography or white supremacy or racism. Like, I never thought I'd have to see that as a sentence coming out of that kind of outlet.
No, and straight up as well, not beating around the bush. Like, just, it's the, obviously, like, just, that's a representation of 8chan, I guess. Like, that's the levels they're on. So, that, like, it's just, I don't understand the thought process. Like, obviously, there wasn't much thought process behind the decision to do this on that platform, but, like, who approached him, you know, and how quickly did all this transpire?
Mark, apparently.
Yeah, how quickly did all this transpire, though? Was it like a spur of the moment type thing? Like, it's, I don't know. Like,
I don't know. It's one of those, isn't it? Like, you really, the more you try and think about the details of it, it just gets worse. Like, it doesn't even matter which way you look at it, it just gets worse. Because if you go, oh, it's a spur of the moment thing, it's like, oh, well, he's a fucking idiot because he didn't think about it. And then you go, if it's a premeditated thing, you go, well, why didn't he research it in the meantime?
You know what I think it might have been? I think he might have been thinking just 4chan, just in general levels of shenanigans. And then he did it on kind of 8chan, thinking, yeah, it's kind of just, I guess, one and the same. You know, I've heard some nasty things about 4chan in the past type deal, right? And then when he actually kind of finished up or somewhere during the process, he was like, holy shit, like 8chan is radically worse than what I initially anticipated.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe it even caught him off guard. But either way, you can't defend the decision. It was a bad decision. Bad. Terrible. Fucking just do it on Twitter. You know? Like, or Reddit. Just bad. Like, I think he deserves, I'm not defending him, he deserves to lose his job. Because he completely, like, screwed the pooch. But yeah, I feel like it probably was just a stupid mistake.
Yeah, but you know, it's, yeah. Stupid mistakes are not good mistakes.
No.
Just because it was a mistake doesn't mean you shouldn't be fired for it.
Exactly,
You know,
like fair repercussion, because you literally just dropped the ball on your job hard.
Yeah. It's not good. Anyway, it's got heavy, so
Yeah.
tits.
Oh,
There you go.
picked me back up.
Careful. Anyway, yes. Yeah. We'll wait and see if there's any developments on that story, and I'll try and report on them if there are. Otherwise, yeah, that was a depressing story. Let's wrap up the show. That brings us to the end then of this episode of the GameCast NewsCast, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe, share, whatever you fancy. And thank you very much, Sully, for joining me.
No problemo. Hopefully we can get our Pokemon episode off the ground very, very shortly. Hopefully the next couple of days, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
And hopefully Mark is feeling better soon too. We hope you're doing well, Mark. If you're listening.
Record other things, yeah. But yes, thank you all very much for watching this. And stay tuned to GameCast for news, reviews, let's plays, podcasts, great content, all in your face and your ears. Thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you next time for something else.